I mean, I like the people out here. They're real cool. It kind of reminds me of being back in school. You know, they're constantly critiquing, constantly asking about ideas and different ways to make stuff. And it's that community. Like, I actually kind of miss that from school. I didn't think I did miss it, but being out here, it's like, yeah, I kind of miss that, being around artists. You know, the whole idea of, you know, when you're doing spraying like this is sort of a community kind of thing. You get a group of guys together and you all paint the giant wall. So what I did is I, you know, found out some people that I actually really trust as far as spray painting and their styles and techniques, and I asked them if they would want to be a part of this project. And the two guys that I got out here today I think are two of the finest spray painters in Minneapolis right now. And they're out here, and once this is all finished, you'll see how good they really are. I'm real honored to be here painting with these guys. So I'm glad that they wanted to do it and they decided to come out.
I've probably been writing about 12 plus years. Used to travel down to Hollywood a bunch and used to drive by the freeway walls, and I used to just see all these incredible pieces and just tags and all this stuff, and it just kind of sparked my attention. And ever since then, I just kind of started doing it on my own, and, you know, basically self-taught. Kind of like just been a way of life. For kind of brought it to Minnesota back in like '89. It had been here earlier, but it kind of died out. I think it was here in like '86, off of the Subway Star Wars era.
It's kind of hard to remember when I started, because I remember I tried to draw like graffiti style stuff like way before I kind of understood anything about graffiti. And then I remembered seeing a piece. This was probably like '86. It was a big character of like a policeman chasing like a writer, I'm assuming. I just remember the policeman. He was like blowing a big whistle, and it was done in like the classic kind of you know, old school like New York type of just character style. It wasn't like other artwork that I liked. It seemed like there was more to it than something you could just kind of like look at and then copy. Like, I would try and draw letters, but they would look stupid, you know, because I didn't really understand how it worked. I didn't have anyone to show me, or I didn't have like enough exposure to it where I could have picked it up on my own.
As far as spray painting, first experience I had with it was from a video called Style Wars back in mid-'80s, '84, '85. That's when I got started, and I went out and started doing stuff around town, and after about, 3 or 4 years, I moved to Chicago. Started up there, met a bunch of guys there, went to art school, Chicago Art Institute, and I stayed in Chicago for about 7 years. I graduated in '91 with a printmaker's major. You know, I tried to get into a bunch of different things: photography, ceramics, a little bit of sculpture. So I was really into doing all kinds of stuff in the arts, because even before I started doing spray painting, I was into the arts, painting and just doing various kinds of drawings and things like that. So moved back to Minneapolis in about '94, '95, and at that time I hadn't been spraying too much, and there was a group of guys that really got it started off in Minneapolis again, and that kind of influenced me to get back into it. And ever since then, you know, I was a little older, so I couldn't afford to really go out, you know, and risk, you know, getting arrested too much. So what I did is look for other venues such as this to continue to spray paint and do lettering, because I really enjoyed the way this looks and the whole aesthetic of this medium. I know a lot of people don't understand, you know, what it takes to paint with spray paint, but it takes a lot of years to learn how to control the paint, make nice little clean lines. I mean, right now this stuff isn't really clean, but once it's all finished, it'll be very sharp and you know, look almost, you know, computer generated, I guess. So they all have their, you know, individual styles. So when you walk around, one style will be different from the next on all three sides.
My style is a little bit of everything, I'd say. I really am influenced by the traditional New York subway graffiti, always have been. I grew up in LA, so I seen what they were doing. You know, you get a set of letters, and then it's kind of like you tweak them out in certain ways and you add things, and certain things work for your letters. It's all about what you add to your letters. I mean, anybody can draw letters. I mean, you write them every day. You know, it's what you add to it and what you put into it. Arrows, bits coming off. You know, I don't even know what those are called. Just curly cues, whatever. Anything you add to it. That's what's the most important in graffiti.
Style-wise, a lot of times I don't necessarily try and think about graffiti necessarily when I'm painting. I try and, like, you know, sometimes it'll just be a word like just reptilian or something. I'll try and, like, have my letters just kind of look creepy or, you know, have like a certain texture to them or something. Other times I get inspired just by more like organic things like tree roots and things. Like, I always look at stuff in nature and kind of see like, oh, I could do something with that. I can make that, you know, incorporate that into like a style and try and paint it. And it's hard to do because, you know, spray paint looks really two-dimensional when you put it on. It's like a flat color and it's fuzzy and it's hard to control, but like if you learn a couple of tricks on how to like manipulate that, you can kind of fake different textures and different things. So the texture is like a big thing I've been trying to work with for a while. Give stuff like a sort of slimy or shiny appearance, make it look like it's plastic, like a toy, a children's toy or something, or you know, make it have like some hair or something like that. Something that isn't like your traditional like graffiti type of concepts or whatever.
Really, I didn't have any idea. Actually, I had a whole plan going into it. I was gonna actually just do a piece for myself, real nice and easy, and then just rock all these miniature pieces of all my crew members and do some Egyptian hieroglyphics, and it would have been really cool. Unfortunately, due to my fear of heights, I kind of got up on the scaffolding and didn't feel too comfortable, and then kind of scrapped it because I had to wait for the cherry picker, and then there had to be a guy driving it, and so I scrapped it and just kind of just freestyled something real quick and easy. I mean, I still got a lot of work to do, but you know, it's another piece, another day. Hopefully it'll rock at the end, so.
That's gonna be real nice, because now, I mean, all the angles are different. You know, I got blues surrounding mine. I was a little worried about that. I was thinking about changing that into teal.
The outer?
Yeah. Because I didn't want it to be like too blue, and then we walk around your end and you got, you know.
Yeah.
So.
What are you gonna do for a cloud or whatever?
I don't know yet. I was thinking yellow.
That would work, because I got
think so?
yellow on my side.
Yep.
It's looking real nice with whatever's. What did we roll that in? It's got to like making it stand out, but yeah, I think I'll use yellow, because then it'll just be like. But I'd probably have to put something behind the yellow.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm not gonna do all yellow behind my piece. It'd look kind of funky, you know. I mean, well, seriously.
Like a cloud or something you talking about?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You think I should just do a thin yellow or something, or a cloud, or?
Yeah, whatever. Whatever.
But you think yellow will work?
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll just like tie the sides together, even though our shit is totally not similar styles at all.
None of them.
But that's cool. That's kind of cool.
Shit, I think it's nice just with that gray, man.
That's what I was saying. The gray makes it kind of bug out.
Maybe just put like some bubbles, like in strategic little spots
Like
here and there.
yellow bubbles.
And then maybe just like kind of
through.
imply like the lines here and there, but don't like go around every part of it. Just like wherever it's clean, leave it. And wherever you can clean it up.
That's a good point. Yeah, because there's definitely not very many clean points.
Whatever.
domestic. Does that work?
Better than not using it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Pass it on over. When you're done. You want me to get your back?
No, just
You gotta be getting pretty tired, Peyton.
Yep.
it was a good movie.